Hi, I'm Chandler.
I'm Maddie.
We did our interview with Margaret Bumgarner from Student Health Services here at App because we had the healthcare system. So her background is that she currently works at App State Student Health Services as the administrative director, but she grew up in Asheville and has worked all over the U.S. from Hawaii to Montana and is now to work at App closer to home. She did her undergrad work in biology and chemistry and then worked at the Forest Service before going back to school to get her bachelor's as a medical technologist. She then worked at Mission Hospital for 9 years before getting her master's at Wake Forest and worked in Asheville for the majority of her career to build a physician network among the private practice and hospital.
She has a master's degree in business along with 2 board certifications. She's board certified to be a healthcare and medical practice executive. She explained that becoming board certified isn't required, but most people get it. And she said that it's through an independent body that says you are certified for practice and you maintain a continuous education.
So she explained to us that she got into her management position by beginning in a special chemistry position where she would be the lead over the people when the opportunity arose. She then applied for a business management position at the same lab when someone from the who held the position previously left. And then she got her master's degree in business and continued to advance into higher management jobs. So she just started at square one and worked her way up the ladder.
She was trying to decide where she wanted to go next and whether it would take her back to a hospital or come back into an executive position. Her sister told her to look into the different school clinics and found the position at Appalachian. And after looking into it, she liked how health services seemed relatively busy with a lot of great resources, and it seemed like it would be a fun change.
So she described her managing style to us as a consensus builder. She strives to talk with others and get input in order to accomplish things in the workplace. She explained that she doesn't feel like she has all of the answers, but believes that if she can set the vision and talk about things with employees, then it's not as important as how they get there, but just that they get there in the end. So really, at the end of the day, she's focused on being like a team as a whole instead of just her being the executive leader.
Some of her responsibilities are to communicate until agreements and remove barriers that prohibit efficiency and make a difference within the organization, as well as ensuring equity and fair treatment. And she said an example of removing barriers was switching from shredders that costed money and delayed the functions of the organization to a confidential disposal service.
The most difficult part of managing for her was the managing change because for a lot of people, change can be extremely uncomfortable and people can be very resistant to it at first. She said the process of management change matters as everyone processes things very differently, and you have to be able to allow others the space to adapt to process it. She also explained that it's never too difficult as long as you continue to model the correct behavior and lead by example. Because again, at the end of the day, she's a consensus builder and a team worker, and not doesn't want to force anything on any of her employees.
She said some of the skills that have helped her to lead effectively include problem solving and communication skills, and it included being interested in what other people think and not expecting to solve problems alone. She strives to seek input from others and acknowledges that everyone has different insight that can be contributed. And she also remains calm and thinks through things clearly when a problem arises on a workday to prevent further escalation.
We asked her what past experiences could help that she could bring to the job. And she explained that how she has such a vast background in different healthcare places and leadership positions that being able to see how things are done differently in each place helps her to be able to adapt to this new position. She mentioned that student health services is very different from many of the other places. So by having the background she does, she's able to look at situations and find the best way to go about them with her team. Everywhere that she's worked in the past has been small towns, and there are a lot of similarities between them, despite the different workplaces. So having that commonality gives her some different ways to help deal with issues and just the job as a whole. She said the overall experience in general is really what helps in positions like this.
Some of her strengths include knowing how to have difficult conversations with people, as well as knowing that the more unhealthy and toxic interactions are allowed to fester, the more they inhibit the organization from achieving their goals. She strives to deal with problems that arise for the sake of the good people within the organization. An example being focusing on people that show up every day versus the ones that are absent. As for weaknesses, she said one of hers is being a micromanager when things aren't moving along within the organization like she would want it to.
So what she looks for in employees are, she shared with us that degrees are not the biggest concern for her. While they can be important, it's really just not what she looks for the most. She said that she wants to be able to see that employees know how to learn and communicate in written and verbal forms, along with critical thinking skills. That overall, she wants to see enthusiasm, passion, and team contribution. And student health services having a passion for helping young adults and diversity is extremely important to her. Again, it's not really about the degree, it's more about the willingness to learn and communicate and having a passion for what they do. So, the desire to continue learning is critical in the hiring practice. You can truly never stop learning.
She said she enjoys contributing to the environment of student health at Appalachian and is happy to do so by working with a group of people. She likes to think of her job as working and communicating with others instead of just being a manager or executive over a group of people.
When we asked her if she would choose this career path again, she said that she would, in fact, choose this career path again in the same way because it's been so rewarding and an amazing experience for her due to the contribution she's made to patient care. She believes that she's always been more of a scientist by nature, causing a love of clinical lab work, and that she loves her career. That it includes learning something new every single day and getting to work with all sorts of new things every single day and getting to work in such a variety of different places.